Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my fourth update for my Pan That palette for the year of 2020, and this month has been really great. I mean, I didn't put on a lot of makeup, but the progress I've made on some of the shades are so good that I couldn't wait to film this, and I filmed it a few days earlier just because I knew I wasn't going to put on any kind of makeup anytime soon, so I thought it's the perfect time to update you guys. So if you guys are new here, before we get into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do a lot of project pans, I do a lot of empties, as well as what I bought or what I got and stuff like that. I will be doing a lot of clothing hauls in the future as well. So if you guys are interested in that kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and let's just go into the video. Alright guys, so up until last month we had minimal progress. I had like very deep pans in 2 of the shades, and I am proud to show you guys that I have hit pan on both of those shades. So as you can see, I have pan in Vermeer as well as Cypress Umber, so it's my highlight shade over here, and the dark brown shade over here. And I had really good dips last month, but this month I finally hit pan. I used Vermeer just as a highlighter, inner corner highlight, as well as a brow bone highlight, and then I used it once or twice as my highlighter on my cheeks under my blush, just because it's a bit too icy on my skin tone. So I did use it that way, and I have finally hit pan, but it is a very concentrated pan. It's not like I've worked all over the pan for it to go down evenly. And the same goes for Cypress Umber. I used it mostly as a liner, and I think that's basically the only way I used it, or to just deepen out my lower lash line. And I have finally hit my goal on them. I have hit pan on both of them, and my goal for this palette is just to hit pan by the end of the year, just because I know I'm not going to be able to finish off everything, and I think just being more realistic, I just want to get some very good use out of it, and that means just hitting pan on everything. And then going one by one by the shades, we have Tempera as the first shade, and I use this to just set my eyelids and sometimes my cheeks if I don't want to put on any kind of powder. And I have gotten some good amount of use out of it. There is quite a good dip going on, and I'm using it very evenly just because I'm using a fluffier, bigger brush. And then for Golden Ochre, there is a dip going on as well. It's more to the bottom left corner, but as you can see, I use this just as an all over shade sometimes. If I don't really want to do any kind of eye look, I just use this to just correct my eyelids shade. So, and then for Vermeer, we talked about it. And then Buon Fresco, I used it only a few times. I think there's a little bit of progress. I mean, all of them look a bit more used than last month, even though I have only used this palette a handful of times, maximum 10 times. And then for Antique Bronze, I haven't used it a single time. It looks brand new still, as well as Love Letter. And Cypress Umber I talked about as well. The dip has finally turned into a pan, and I'm super happy about that, because that was the one shade I thought I would never hit pan on, and it was the first shade that I actually hit pan on. And then going down to Raw Sienna, everyone's favorite color. There is a little bit more use on it. It's just the perfect crease shade, as well as Burnt Orange. I think I've used Burnt Orange a bit more. There is a slight dip going on. As you can see, the 4 shades I'm closest to hitting pan, well, I'm not really, but like that's going down the most is Tempera, Golden Ochre, Raw Sienna, and Burnt Orange. Those are the quad that I use all the time. For Primavera, there's a slight dip, which I'm surprised. I used this a few times as my cheek highlighter under my blush. It still looked beautiful, just because it's a bit too much on top of blush. I feel like it's too golden colored, but I think in the future I might mix Vermeer and Primavera, and that would make a more perfect shade for me as a highlighter. But I'm not really in a hurry to use them as highlighters yet, just because I want to focus on other products. And then for Red Ochre, I have used it a few times. I mean, there is a slight wear on it, but not enough for me to see any dips. Venetian red right in the middle. There's some wear on it as well, but it has deepened, but it's nothing for me to really see any dip going on. As you can see, all of the shades on this side don't really have any dips. Warm taupe, I think I've used it once only, as well as Real Gar. Honestly, I haven't been getting a lot of use out of this palette the past 2 months mostly, but the fact that I got 2 pans, that just makes me happy, and I feel like it makes up for all of the other failures on the other shades, so I don't really mind that. I feel like no one is putting on makeup as much as before. I try to do my makeup at least once every 3 to 4 days just to make myself feel better, but that doesn't really include eyeshadow. I just go bare with my eyes, just put on some concealer, the golden ochre shade on my lids to make it look a bit more neutral, natural, and I call it a day. I focus mostly on my base product, so a lot of blush, a lot of lip gloss, and you know, highlighter as well. So that is everything I have to update you guys. I think starting June, I will add another palette into my Pan That palette just to make it a bit more interesting for me. I feel like just one palette is not enough. I just want to give myself a challenge. I know I don't use this palette as much, so this is just a challenge within itself, but I feel like having 2 palettes to work on, another palette that is closer to being done, that would give me a bit more motivation to, I don't know, put on eyeshadow, I guess. So that is everything I wanted to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Did I even say what palette I was working on? This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So if you guys are interested in my other Pan That palette or project pans, I will link it in the description bar below. Don't forget to check them out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!